Hello, everybody. Uh, Good to see you here. I see I have one person watching. Is it you, Sarah? Hi, thanks for being here. I know several people said that they were busy and were going to watch later. This is making everybody busier. I know teachers are trying to work online. Danny was going shopping. Hi, Meredith. Meredith and Sarah, tell me how your classes were today. And if you work for more than one company, who did you work for today? Hi, Evelyn. All right, thanks for being here, everybody. I have both weekly reports today, of course, and then I'm going to tell you, I taught the new level 1 class. I'm going to tell you about that. And I'm doing the YouTuber Facebook page challenge number 2. Things you're grateful for and things you're going to get done. And Evelyn, you too, tell me about your classes. I'm going to read the VIPKid weekly report first. It's a lot shorter. Meredith had 4 good classes today at VIPKid, 10 tomorrow. Wow, I had 8 today. So today I was fully booked. I haven't been fully booked every day. So yeah. So VIPKid, as we continue to navigate through changes in our daily life, VIPKid has put together a list of resources, and we're adding more items in the days, including VIPKid policies, engaging activities for family, and useful perks to take advantage of. We're grateful to have such strong community of teachers and students supporting each other across the globe. Okay, so listen up, you guys. They're looking for community ambassadors, not yet though. Don't run over to your portal. They're not, this is not starting till March 27th. So in 3 days, they'll open up this job. But so the Builders program, we're looking for community leaders who actively support teachers as moderators, cheerleaders, guides, and advisors in our official online groups. Some of the things you'll be doing include responding to peer posts and leading by example with your own posts and comments, flagging escalated issues and topics for the community team to investigate. Some of the perks include sending postcards to dinos and community members and joining a tight-knit crew of official moderators. For more information, head to the Certification Center. Again, it doesn't open up till March 27th at 12:01. Who is going to apply for that? I think I'm going to. I'm a little addicted to being online, those groups anyway. I probably shouldn't be. Why not get paid for it? Okay, the weekly streak update. It's, the perfect streak thing. 25,000 teachers have joined and about 15,656 left. I'm so mad at myself for forgetting to sign up for this because I've had a perfect score. Who's still in this race? Okay. In case you didn't know or got some serious tokens on offer till March. Okay, so you'll get 10 tokens for attending the workshop Stand Out to Parents, Stats That Matter. If you're a new teacher within the first 60 days, earn 20 tokens for attending New Kickoff Getting Started, and another 20 for attending New Teacher Kickoff. If you're trial certified, earn 40 tokens for the Trial Toolbox. I actually did take the Trial Toolbox. Are any of you guys going to take these workshops for the tokens? If so, tell me which ones. You only have till March 31st. Did any of you guys see the makeover video that VIPKid did? They surprised 2 teachers and redid their classroom. I think one of them was teaching in her garage and she was a single mom and they redid it really nice. And they also say that you can apply for this. 6 Apple Adjustment Day coming April 10th. They'll have a new layer of perks and rewards. While we know this will be disappointing for the community, we recognize the news surrounding COVID-19 changes every day. Oh, I'm sorry. Part of it cut off. Let me tell you what they're talking about. They're talking about the meetups. They're not having any meetups in this month and April, and they're explaining why. We know this will be disappointing for the community and recognize that the news surrounding COVID-19 changes every day. We find it necessary to prioritize the health and safety of our teacher community. We truly apologize for any inconvenience. Definitely understand why, but of course I understand why if someone's looking forward to something, they would be disappointed. The VIPKid team responds to trending topics. They fixed create the time slot error message. Number 2, update the iPad app not loading in the classroom. 3, what should I do if I'm impacted by COVID-19 and unable to teach? 4, what do I do if I'm a teacher impacted by the earthquake in Utah or any natural disaster? So anyways, any comments about the VIPKid weekly report? And I see you guys are chatting amongst yourself, which go ahead and keep doing that. That's part of the fun. But if you have anything to say to me or about specifically, write in all caps so I know the difference when you're talking to each other and when you're talking to me. Okay, now the GoGoKid weekly report. It's much longer. Okay, we're back. Facebook Live on Thursday. Because of the coronavirus, GoGoKid staff have been working from home since the spring festival holidays have ended. It has been almost 2 months since the quarantine began, but finally we are back to our office. All right, that is good news. GoGoKid's back. They're all not working from home anymore. They're back from their office. So that's good news that things are starting to get back to normal a little bit in China, and we're going through what they did go through. Sarah said, anyone else have an issue around 7 Eastern with camera and mic not loading in the classrooms? I did not, Sarah. Did anybody else? Oh, and hello, Tiffany. Okay, number 2, still on the GoGoKid weekly report. Friendly reminder for you during quarantine time. Currently, during this difficult time, we know that some teachers may feel additional anxiety, fear, or uncertainty, which may even influence your normal daily life. We urge you to keep your health, both physical as well as mental, as a top priority during this time. In addition to taking precautions, we've previously mentioned to keep you physically well, we'd also like to recommend that you take some time for self-care to ensure mental health during this difficult time. Only when you take good care of yourself are you able to help others. They give me ideas for self-care, maintaining a regular schedule, and here are some suggestions. I think part of it got cut off. Here are some suggestions for helping protect your family. Engage in frequent hand washing. We all know this. I think they're just trying to be kind and remind us since they've been through it. Avoid crowded places if possible. Avoid close contact with those who are sick. If you need help, feel free to email the support team and title it. They put keywords, coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 or virus. So if you have those words, they'll be able to pick them out quickly. Update about recent bookings. Recently, some teachers have noticed 2 things in regard to class bookings. Okay, this is the GoGoKid weekly report, but I can tell you this applies to VIPKid too, even though they didn't put it in their weekly report. There may be a slight decrease in booking rates lately. Anyone experience a decrease? I definitely am a little bit. I'll explain after. Please note this is normal as more teachers are now staying at home and they may choose to teach more hours online due to the virus. Therefore, in a larger picture, it may be to lower the booking rates. We are trying our best to encourage more bookings. We sincerely hope you will take care and we will make it through this difficult time in our lives and be back to normal soon. The booking decline will be temporary and the bookings will be back to normal soon as our life will be back to normal. 3 ways that possibly may increase your bookings. Number 1, opening slots, especially during peak times or earlier. Number 2, updating your profile to better showcase your teaching skills. 3, teaching each of your booked classes to the best you can so that students will book more regular classes with you. Secondly, some teachers may have noticed that some of the core classes booked were a little bit earlier than 12 p.m. Beijing time Monday. We want to let you know we are working on a new function that will help students set their learning schedule. Currently, the function's being tested and only a few classes are involved. And some core classes may be booked a little bit earlier. It is not expected to affect your bookings too much. So basically, GoGoKid only allows to book at that 12 p.m. Beijing time. You know how VIPKid, like, they can priority book 2 weeks ahead, or your regulars can book a few hours? It sounds like that they're going to do something similar is what this sounds like to me. I have some new people in the chat. Hello, Esther. Hello, Micah. Welcome. I am reading the GoGoKid weekly report right now. Come and join a raffle for 5-star ratings. Dear GoGoKid teachers, thanks to all you teachers. They're going to award teachers that get 5 stars. They call them stars at GoGoKid. I know they're apples at VIPKid. So you'll have an opportunity to win $30 if you meet the following conditions from March 23rd to March 29th. So basically, you just need to get more 5 apples. And then class, so you can't have anything that's your fault, like a teacher IT, all that, teacher no-show, or else you're not qualified. Tips, how to get more 5-star ratings. They surveyed a bunch of people. Number 1, view the lesson information in advance. 2, interact with students in an energetic and enthusiastic way. 3, use of diverse props. 4, rich TPR. 5, provide extension related to the class content. And they encourage more 5-star classes. Thank you for your continued support. Okay, course updated. They had a few courses updated. They're K2 and K1 level. I just encourage you to look, in your portal for that one, or if you have a class scheduled. Okay, the next thing in the GoGoKid weekly report. Let's see, did you find it hard when you became sorry, part of mine cuts off when it goes to the next page. So they're doing a video contest. They basically want you to give some advice to new teachers. Did you face any difficulties when you first became an ESL teacher? What did you learn when you were new at GoGoKid? So it is common new teachers are always confused when they start their online ESL career or start working with a new company. Share your tips. As a GoGoKid teacher and a Chinese style, you could win a Chinese style uni box, and your tips may be added in the GoGoKid New Teacher's Handbook. So 5 winners will win a Chinese style uni blind box. 3 winners will be selected by the top likes of your comments, and 2 winners will be selected by the home office. All right, so to enter, you have to go to the Facebook and comment under, I have a tip for you. Sorry, Danny, who watches later. She doesn't like Facebook. You can enter until March 27th at 12 p.m. Beijing time. So that'd be midnight our time. I'm in Eastern. Number 2, choose 5 winners who will receive Chinese style uni blind box. And we will announce winners on Tuesday, March 31st. The content must be uplifting. Any picture that GoGoKid deems to be negative towards the company, other teachers, cultures, races, or individuals will be disqualified for the contest. I told you guys GoGoKid was long today. There's still more. Number 7, what parents care about, all in our regular workshops. Okay, so they have more workshops coming out at GoGoKid. What parents care about is a workshop. And then the topics are guidance, engagement, extension, pacing, and pronunciation correction. Other topics will be included later. Please share our schedule in the following links. I hope you guys are still with me. Reading GoGoKid. I know there's more VIPKid only teachers here. Number 9, only 2 clicks away from a head start in your new teacher phase. GoGoKid New Teacher Bootcamp will help new teachers get through the new teacher phase and thrive. Only 96% of participants find it helpful. 5 key elements of being a successful GoGoKid teacher will be explained and discussed. Our experienced teachers will answer questions, okay? So that's a workshop. Okay, number 10. All right, they've mentioned this twice, so it must be really important. This is the second time they're mentioning this in this weekly report. Recent findings about 5-star reviews. Interesting. Guess who gets more 5-star reviews? Recent findings show that teachers who view the lesson info get more 5-star reviews. Sorry, Danny, who's watching this later. She says she doesn't like to review the lessons. Inside and outside the classroom, you both have access to lesson info, and easily you can find parent expectations and key lesson objectives. Let's make it a habit. It only takes a few minutes and makes a huge difference. All right, yes. So let's see. I think there's one more page. Oh, no, that's it. Oh, okay, I've said this in the last few lives, but in case anyone missed it, this little button in the corner of the GoGoKid platform is supposed to tell you a little bit about the student, very similar to the VIPKID, like the what parents want section. So anyone have anything to say about either of those? I have a lot of new people here. If you're new and you want to respond to something I'm saying in the live stream, write in all caps. That's the way I know you're talking to me as opposed to each other in the chat. I don't mind if you talk to each other. That's part of the fun of it. But this way I can find quickly what you're trying to say to me. Okay, let's see. Evelyn said, yes, decrease in bookings. Who else has had a decrease in bookings? Okay, and I think, let's see. Okay, so I've had a slight decrease. So last week, especially Wednesday through Saturday, yes, thank you, Evelyn. Thumbs up the live. I wasn't open for the Frenzy 2 weeks before. I only opened a week before, and I definitely had some gaps in my schedule. I had a full hour on Saturday not booked. I'm pretty booked this week. I would say average at least one slot a day goes unbooked. Today I was fully booked, which was good, but I definitely have holes in my schedule, like 1 to 2 slots. Bookings are definitely down. I actually am trying to up my game a little bit, just knowing that there's more teachers teaching. We have more competition. Is anybody else doing that? Just making like a conscious effort, like I'm really going to make this a great class. I know the competition is up, you know, and also not taking bookings for granted. You know, when things are going great, sometimes you're like, oh, I wish that student would get off my schedule. They never give me stars anyway, you know. But now you want everyone you could get, right? Don't ever take them for granted. Yeah, I know. It's definitely not your fault if bookings are low, Micah, for sure. It's circumstance. There's a lot of teachers off school, or like me, I'm not a brick and mortar teacher, but there's 3 slots that I now open that I didn't used to open because I was driving kids to school. So there's a lot more people. I think also, in China, which is a good thing for them, more of them are starting to go back to school and get their lives back. They're starting to be able to go outside. So there's that. Maybe less of them will be taking classes. So there's that. And then lots of teachers are recruiting, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do videos, and I plan to do them myself, like targeting people. I mean, first of all, people want a work from home job. This is awesome. We want to share it. This is also a business. Why wouldn't you want, referral money and to help someone have the awesome thing you have? So there will be more referrals, which mean more teachers also. I'm loving seeing them play outside. Me too. Yes. Micah, I really like your videos. I watch a lot promoting health. So one way that I am practicing social distancing is my daughter and I are driving to different tracks and walking every day. We try to stay away from people when we go to the tracks, but we're able to get out of the house. She has her learner's permit, so she gets to practice driving. She drives to the track, and then we're able to get some exercise too. So I also, does anyone else have anything to say about anything I just talked about, your bookings being a little low or what you're trying to do maybe? Okay, so I taught the new level 1. Has anyone taught it yet? I love hearing the birds chirp. Yes, it's very, you know what, you guys, I was thinking like one advantage we have over the Chinese is that they live in like small apartments and like they couldn't leave. Like I can leave my house and still stay away from people. So like I can get out of the house. And then their apartments are so small. So it's, yeah, I just felt so sorry for them thinking about that. It's driving me a little crazy to not be able to do normal things, but at least I can get out of the house. I can get out. That's crazy that they were just stuck in those small apartments. Micah said, not yet. I never teach level 1 anymore. Why? Do you still have the certification? And I know at Journey, you dressed up as one of the characters. I have a big backyard with plants and a pool. Okay, well, that's good. So anyways, I taught the new level 1. I'm going to just tell you my impressions. So I like level 1, like the songs are cute. It's a little bit fun, but I always felt like the older level 1 had very impractical words that we were teaching them that they really couldn't use. Like we're teaching them haka, carriage, basically words that normal preschoolers in America wouldn't even use. And I'm going to relate this to Spanish only because more of us Americans, our kids are taking Spanish than Chinese. But let's say you signed your kid up for a Spanish class and they were learning words that they were never going to get to use. Like you were going on a trip to Spain or Guatemala or Mexico, and your kids were learning words they couldn't even use when they went there. Like I would want my kids to learn useful words. So this is what I really like about the new level 1. Very useful, everyday words that they could actually use and apply to their everyday life. I thought the different countries, it's cute, but I just thought with their age, they're so young. And at that young, they're just trying to still learn their own little world. You know, they're still learning that they're living in China. So I'm not sure they always understood when we were talking about other countries they've never been to. So I find the new level 1 just to be so practical. The vocabulary words were like pencil, book, and crayon. I'm going to come back to crayon. So I liked that they had really practical, and they had a lot of interactive. You would play videos, the screen would move. I really liked that. It took pressure off me. I've said many times on my channel, I actually prefer teaching the older ones, but I like all certifications, right? I'm a certification hoarder. So I'm going to keep level 1, but I had a comment recently, not about the old level 1, not new level 1. Oh, the teacher needs more energy. So I've been making it a point to like stand for level 1 classes. I feel like it gives me more energy. It was a 5 apple, so that's good. But it just was the comment. The teacher needed more energy. So anyways, let me tell you about crayon. How do you say crayon? Do you say it with 1 syllable or 2? Because I say crayon, 1 syllable. Now, I do preview the slides beforehand, but I must have missed this. Anyways, the mom, this is how she was saying it. She was saying crayon, like she was saying with 2 syllables and like really putting a lot of emphasis on the last syllable. So the mom kept saying crayon, crayon. Like even those of you that say it with 2 syllables, you don't put the emphasis is on the first syllable, right? So, I kept correcting and actually even and they're not crayon, crayon. And I kept saying that. And then we got to one of the videos, and in the videos, they say crayon with 2 syllables, not the way the mom was saying it with a lot of emphasis on the last syllable, not crayon. But so they do teach it with 2 syllables. I am warning those of you ahead of time who haven't taught it yet. And to learn from my mistakes, they say it with 2 syllables is how they're teaching it, okay? But after that, I just praised the mom a lot. And then in the feedback, I wrote, oh, it's so wonderful that you're being really supportive of your child and being there. I just tried to compliment her. And they did rebook me, so that's good. That was a good sign. Meredith says crayon, but still the emphasis on the first one, right? Crayon. And this mom was saying crayon, like that. Like, okay, yeah. Okay, Evelyn says it with 2. Meredith says it with 2, but emphasis on the first. Sarah said knuckle bones. Okay, I don't know what you're referring to. I must have missed something. Okay, yeah. So anyways, again, breaking it down, syllables the way it sounds, crayon. Okay, Luann. Hi, Luann. So yeah, but I felt like it took a lot of pressure on me. If anybody here also teaches for GoGoKid, it was so much more similar to the GoGoKid K-Baby curriculum. It was, if you don't know, at GoGoKid, their K level, they'll usually have like 2 words and then like focus on that the whole time. I would say it's not as simple as GoGoKid. The GoGoKid K lessons are like super simple, like 2 words, and you're repeating on each slide, like each word. So this time they had 3 words, and you would say sentences with the word. A lot of people's complaint about GoGoKid is the K lessons are a little too simple. So I would say this is simple, but not too simple, like people complain about GoGoKid. It was 3 words. It was full sentences. So far, I really like it. So it had all the animation and singing, but more practical words, a lot more repeating of the words, which I think they need at that age and that level. I think, oh, okay. Sarah was saying knuckle bones is an odd word for level 1. Yes. So many strange words. Yes, that's a problem. I read it later. Sometimes there's a delay. So when I go back, I don't know what you're referring to. Some people say crown. Okay, I don't say crown. I say crayon, but still more all in one. But anyways, VIPKID's teaching with 2 syllables, but just, yeah, that mom was, I don't know, if they came to America, they would really sound odd. Crayon. Anyways, so that's my impression of level 1. Anyone else taught it? The new one, what do you think of it? What do you think of the old one? So the other thing I was going to do was for the YouTubers Facebook group. Evelyn did a challenge number 2. I never really did her challenge number 1 because I was away, and then I've done some other challenges where they ask similar questions. So I kind of just thought it was a little bit of a repeat of other things, but I really wanted to do this one. So she asked first for 10 things that you're grateful for. Okay, so first, grateful for God. I feel like even though bad things are going on in the world right now, like I do think he has a hand, and I hope, we'll know in a few weeks, maybe we're getting ahead of this in the US. And of course, we need to be grateful even if things aren't going well, which are harder. I am grateful for my family, grateful for my children, for my husband. I say this now, but things just start. Hopefully I say this in a month. I'm very grateful for the time that we get to spend together. Extended family. So that would be like my parents. They help me a lot. I'm appreciative of that. My husband's parents, I have very nice in-laws. But even beyond that, I'm very lucky that growing up, we always had big, huge family parties with the extended family. So even now, like I'm close to some of my cousins. We still have lots of big family get-togethers with aunts, uncles, cousins. So I'm grateful I have a really good like extended family. My job and my husband's job, I grouped together. I am very grateful, aren't you guys, to have this work from home job. You know, I always wanted it to be home more. As people are complaining about they can't work as much and worried about what they're going to do, I'm able to open more slots. Yes, bookings are down, but I'm opening more slots than I was before. So if I'm, even if I'm not getting 1 or 2 bookings a day, I'm opening 3 more slots than I was before. So I'm still coming out ahead. My husband's job, he works very hard and he's our breadwinner. He is still working. Let me know in your state what's going on. My governor spoke yesterday and made a lot of announcements and new restrictions. I also watched, if anybody lives in Maryland, they're only an hour from me and I have a lot of relatives in Maryland. So I also watched their governor and what they were doing. So in my state, all non-essential businesses are closing, or specifically businesses where 10 or more people tend to congregate. My husband is in the landscaping business. So when I heard that, I wasn't sure. And then you go to the website. Anyways, long story short, I asked him when I got home, like, is your business essential? And he gave me lots of reasons why it is. Like, he only does commercial landscape, not residential, but like, think about it. If people don't keep up with their landscaping, it can be overrun by mosquitoes. Trees can die and fall on houses and businesses. So it actually is a essential business, an essential business. And they are working outside. His particular office does have less than 10 people in it. So, and I know that he's taking a lot of precautions because we're in the same boat. We have a daughter. We don't want to bring this disease to, well, I don't want to bring it to anyone, let's put it that way. But, you know, she is more higher risk. Technology. How could I not be grateful for technology? I wouldn't have this job without technology. Technology is, imagine this happening like before the days of the internet, you guys. Like, you had to quarantine because there was like a huge, you know, national outbreak of a disease. Like, we can talk to each other like we are now through YouTube. I've done Zoom calls or Zoom with several friends throughout the past week. Teachers can do schooling online. That's a side note. My county's still trying to figure that out. Yesterday was actually the first day they were doing it because they had spring break last week. But technology, like, imagine going through the same thing we're going through right now without technology. I'm grateful for America. I am. I'm very grateful for our freedom. Yeah, I'm grateful for, even though some people use their freedom for good or for bad, you know what I mean? Like, the Chinese were forcing people to stay in the house, and Americans are not listening. I don't know. Some people, I like that we have freedom, you know, but then there's downsides to it too. Like, people aren't listening. Yeah, exactly. USA, very grateful for the freedoms we have. And I am grateful, I think I said that for up here somewhere too, that we are hopefully getting ahead of this, I hope, because Italy kind of did it too late. And yeah, they're seeing the worst of it. Okay, so I'm grateful for the basics. You know, food, clothing, house, basic needs. It sounds so basic, like, yeah. But you guys, there are countries around the world where they don't have these very basic needs taken care of, third world countries. So it's not something we should take for granted. The fact that we have food, clothing, house, you know, imagine being homeless through this epidemic. I couldn't imagine, you know, so I'm grateful for my basic needs. Okay, I lump essential workers. I lump these together. Healthcare workers, truckers, and grocery store workers. They are essential right now. We need them to keep going, or we couldn't keep going as a country. Those are the people that have to work. And the healthcare workers, they're really putting their lives on the line. So very grateful for them. My children's teachers, very grateful. They are trying to figure out this new way of doing things. I've gotten some assignments and heard from most of my son's teachers, and they're pretty good about getting back to you with email right away. I'm trying not to like bother anyone too much, especially because they're just trying to figure this out. Haven't heard from my daughter's teachers, but I'm going to give them a couple days before I reach out to them because, again, I know they're trying to figure this whole thing out. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for all of you that I know online. Like, people sometimes think I'm absolutely crazy when I tell them I have friends from YouTube. But like, we actually talk outside of YouTube. I met friends on YouTube. Very grateful. And friends I have around here. Just friends in general. Very grateful for my friends. We help each other, you know. Where would you be without your friends? So anyways, are these similar to yours? I know some of you are YouTubers and might do a live or a video about these. 5 things to get done. I still need to get done my taxes. That's got to be number one. But now I have until July 15th, they've extended it. So yes, I have more time. Sell stuff on eBay. I made this my goal, my New Year's resolution goal, okay? So after the taxes, we have a bunch of stuff in our basement. We're trying to declutter. I need to get it on eBay to sell it. Organized files. I hate doing that. I'm actually not an organized person, but like that goes along with the taxes and selling stuff on eBay and getting organized. It kind of all comes together. Yes, we are real friends, Evelyn, and we talk outside of YouTube too. Okay, so start working at iTutor and one-on-one English. I went through the application processes with both of them. I've done everything except one-on-one. I need to, give them my passport and all those things that they ask. iTutor, I need to take the IT test. Anyone who's been following my channel for a long time, you know what happened with that. They didn't like my Chinese New Year background, so I had to just wait till Chinese New Year was over and I redecorated. That's the only thing keeping me from iTutor, is that they didn't like my background. Micah, your video actually made me put this as one of my goals, because something you said in your video about how with what's going on in the world and our relations with China, you never know. Like the Chinese government could just say, we're done, I'm nixing that. You can't do this online school anymore. So I want some companies. So one-on-one is through Vietnam. iTutor has Chinese plus a lot of other countries. So that statement on your video made me do this, because you are right. You make a good point. Like, we never know. So I'd like some companies that are not based in China in addition to my Chinese. Hello, Laura. And Evelyn said we can socialize and social distance at the same time. Right. Online friends. We don't have to worry about infecting each other. Hi, Laura. Hi, Cindy. Esther, what countries are iTutor students from? All over? Yes, all over. Most of their students are in Europe, not Europe, Asia. So like still most are from like China and Taiwan and like Korea and Japan. So most are from Asia, but they do have them all over the world. I think people can get booked anytime, but still the earlier times are more common. Both of these companies have times outside of VIPKID and GoGoKid, which I started pursuing after we lost an hour with the regulations. One-on-one has 1 extra hour, and some of us, that's all we need, and it's one of their peak hours. Let's see. Cindy says, I'm interviewing Laura Ritzel today at 1 p.m. All right, great. And Casey Oswald is interviewing Nancy Taylor at 11, I think. I think she's sent, somebody confirm. I think 11 Central, which would be 12 if we're on Eastern. Someone let me know if you know what time Casey's interview with Nancy is. Number 5, I probably should have just said homeschool, but anyway, help my children keep up with their schoolwork and support them how I can. I didn't write homeschool because a lot of people who homeschool are like, well, that's not what we normally do. We don't normally homeschool like that. So I didn't want to offend. But basically, like, even though the teachers are still giving the assignments and are still in charge, I'm going to have to do a lot more helping than I did before. Like I was helping my son last night. And when I did homeschool, I probably did it a little differently than most people. When I did homeschool, I used a computer program for my daughter, and I did it because she just medically couldn't go to school. And I kind of would use the program and then help her. So I feel like me helping the teachers is kind of the same way I was doing it before. I know not everybody does it that way. But anyways, after all the Facebook memes I've seen of people saying, I don't homeschool like that, that's different. I just worded it differently. Anyways, yeah, so basically just to help them keep up with their schooling and take a more active role in teaching them, you know, and that's going to take up a lot more time. So maybe I won't even have as much time for these other things. But those are my goals. What are yours? Or maybe you're going to do a video. Cindy Zoomed with her brick and mortar students. Okay, yes. Our school is not using Zoom yet. I think they weren't approved to or something. Laura, has anyone taught the new level 1? Laura, you will have to go back and watch right after the weekly reports. I talk all about level 1 and I give my impression after teaching it. So you'll have to go back and watch because I don't want to repeat myself. For the people who've been here the whole time, she says, I have one tomorrow is the very first lesson in the new level 1, the student's second class. Okay, go back and watch. Yeah. Grandbaby at 11, she is, will be teaching grandbaby at 11, she is 6. Aw, that's sweet. So you get to homeschool your grandkids. Laura got to do her trip to China, right? Yes, she came back right before things got really bad in China. Like she got back right before we started really hearing about it. I'm sure it was over there, you know, because it's over there first and you hear, but she's not sick or anything. And it's been over a month since she's been back. Going to teach a college class in an hour. Oh, wow. Are you a college professor, Micah? Okay, and Laura says, thank you, no problem. I talk about some of the different words and my impressions and things like that. So for those who are brick and mortar teachers, like how are you dealing with this? I think a lot are able to book more classes, or are you busy or trying to figure out how to do school through Zoom or give assignments or things like that? A college PE teacher. Okay. Very, very nice. That's a great job. One time in my life, I was really into fitness. I'm trying to get back. It's harder at this stage of my life, but yeah, that's great. So how are you guys and how are your classes? How are you dealing with, I won't call it being quarantined because being quarantined means you don't leave your house. I've been leaving the house, just staying away from people and leaving the house. How is it being socially distant from people is how I'll word it. Or do you live in a big city and like I hear this disease is spreading super fast in New York City. Just like the Chinese, they're all living in tight quarters, you know. So when they're quarantined, they actually have to stay in their apartment. So how are you dealing with it? I went to the store yesterday. Danny's not watching because she's at the store. She showed me her mask. Micah said, I kept classes at the same time they would have occurred. I think the students are really happy. Okay, so what are you doing? Like an exercise class online? How is PE online working? Or maybe like an aerobics class where they copy you? You're doing Zoom so you can make sure they're actually like doing it. How does that work? I did go to the grocery store. I didn't really have a mask, especially here the masks aren't working. I used gloves. I wiped the shopping carts down. I wiped all my food down when I went to the cart with a Clorox wipe. I sprayed the bags with Lysol, sprayed myself with Lysol. So yeah, I could still get it because I definitely accidentally came close to people, but I'm taking precautions. Cindy, my kids' schooling is hard because day one teachers were a little pressure to get things done. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm giving the teachers a lot of grace. They're still trying to figure this out and everything. I have way more to do at home, so I have a hard time focusing. Me too. It's easy with the classes. The classes start at a certain time and end at a certain time, but I'm not good when I have to make my own schedule. Micah says, funny thing is I was talking about coronavirus to my class back in January when it first blew up. I know. You don't even know how many times I would write something on Facebook about the coronavirus and I would get people like, oh, it's not that big a deal. The flu is worse. You just need to wash your hands. And people have changed finally. Good thing. But we as VIPKid teachers saw it coming a mile away a long time ago. Yes. We knew it would be bad. We know what the Chinese have been through. So how are you guys dealing? Anyways, that was all I had to say about my topics and the weekly reports. Not much in VIPKid weekly report today. So anyways, I live stream every week at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. So come back next week. I usually have a topic, but it's just a way for us to talk and hang out after classes too. So Cindy has her interview at 1 with Laura Ritzel, and Casey has an interview with Nancy Taylor. I think it was at think it's at 11, but I'm not sure. Go check her channel, Casey Oswald. Older kids thought I was overreacting. I guess not. I know. We knew. Yeah, and you can't really say I told you so, but don't you feel like saying that sometimes? Yeah, so, all right. Well, you guys have a great day. I'll see you at other people's live streams, and I'll watch your videos. I'll see you online. All right, bye, you guys. 再见.